Hey everyone, I am so glad you're here. In today's video, I'm going through our Azure Standard haul. We are doing our big stock up on bulk items to go ahead and restock my pantry. And in this video, I'm going to share with you one tip that I have learned that has greatly helped me to really get some really good food options at a very good price, and some insight that I wouldn't have gotten had I not done this. In this video, I'll show you how I was able to obtain over 100 pounds of wonderful organic cherries at a very good discounted price. Join me today. So we are gonna go ahead and dive into one of the main things that I was so happy to grab on this haul, and that is my Bing cherries. They are actually called transitional cherries right now, but they have been farmed organically, from what I understand, for about 2 years now. But before foods and things can obtain the organic seal of approval, they have to have gone through a certain amount of time. So prior to that time, they're called transitional. And Azure Standard was so wonderful in offering them at a discounted price just prior to that official organic seal. So we have gotten transitional cherries at really a great bargain. I was able to grab 6 boxes of 18 pounds of cherries, and here they are. These are Bing cherries. They are beautiful looking. They look very healthy. We have already dived into some. We have eaten some fresh. We've made some into our granola, and they are just delicious. Now, when you get your cherries, just take a look at them. They just look like beautiful jewels. And that is for a reason. When you see these deep, rich colors, you know that you have anthocyanin-rich food. Anthocyanins are powerful antioxidants and anti-inflammatory workhorses. Cherries in particular are high in vitamin C, also known as ascorbic acid, and this helps us to absorb iron better. It is also helpful for those that do lots of exercise and tend to have achy, sore muscles. If you do, go ahead and grab some cherries before your workout or before your run, before that vigorous gardening that I hope that you're doing. And in doing so, you'll see that once done, you will not have as much achy and soreness as you normally would, because it actually helps to quell inflammation and calm down those muscles. So there are some athletes too that do drink a cherry juice or so forth, or an electrolyte cherry laden food, so that they can have that ability to not have so much soreness after their run or after their competition. So cherries are so helpful for you. They also help to stabilize blood pressure, and they have also been said to decrease issues with cancers. They are antioxidants, and anything that has that antioxidant profile will help to quell those free radicals, those oxidative species that deteriorate our cells. And that is a hallmark of those cancerous cells. Cells have been altered, and they are decreasing the ability of our normal cells to function properly. They are degrading the cells and using mechanisms for their own growth and decreasing the health of our cells. So things that have antioxidant property are so important to include in our diet. We were so happy to receive these cherries, and in order to help to take care of the processing of the cherries, we went ahead and got, also on sale, it should still be on sale, this deluxe cherry pitter. We have already set it up over there, and I'm going to show you a little clip of us working on the cherries so that you can see how easily it pits. Here we are with our cherry pitter working together. The machine worked quite well, and it actually does suction itself and lock down to your countertop, so it made it easy to use, and my children really enjoyed pitting these cherries. So here is my tip for saving money each time I do my Azure Standard order. This is the first of my tips. What I do is I'll go to the website and go ahead and check the sales area. There you'll see multiple things on sale. As you can see, the cherries are still on sale. They have increased in price, however. It looks like they have transitioned out from transitional to organic. They are still on sale, but I did grab it at an additional discounted price. And that's my second tip. I go ahead and keep abreast of things happening in Azure Standard by watching the Founders Fridays videos. I find this oftentimes on Facebook. It's easier for me to check it out that way. Or you can just go on to the Azure Standard website, or if you're signed up for their newsletters, you can easily locate the Founders Fridays, where the CEO, David, will go ahead and talk about new and upcoming things, new items that they have, exciting things happening in the company. And this last time when I viewed it, he talked about the cherries, how they had obtained and procured these cherry trees, and how they had worked on it with organic methods for about 2 years now, and how they were going to go ahead and price them at really deeply discounted prices for a limited time. So I was able to go ahead and grab some in my cart so that I can go ahead and bring them home today. So the first tip is checking out the sales page. As you can see here, there are just multiple things on sale and new items. They often have new items that they are showcasing here. So this is one great place. Number two, checking out the Founders Fridays videos so that you can be abreast of the new and upcoming things happening in Azure Standard. And another place that you might want to check out is the clearance section. In this section, you'll find items that have a little issue with it, but can still be used. And so this is another way that you can go ahead and find things that may be of benefit to you. All right, let's get back to the haul. I'll always show you the prices and more information about each item down in the comments below. So just take a look and you'll see all the price breakdowns. Next up, we have 5 pounds of frozen peas. I've already taken them out of their boxes. And these are wonderful, versatile. They help with your meals because it always goes well with so many different dishes. You can add it to pasta, you can add it to salad. They are well liked by many children, and they are packed with nutrition and phytonutrients. So we have 10 pounds of frozen organic peas. Next up, we have some organic stone ground mustard. We often use this in flavorings, especially in stir fries. Of course, you can also use it commonly on potatoes to just add that extra zip and flavor. And mustard is also very healthy for you. And I always look at the nutrition panel to see how much sodium we're getting here per serving. And we have about 50 milligrams for a serving size of 1 teaspoon. Now that is pretty good, because if you look at some of the mustard that you see in the store, you'll see that it's upwards of over 100 milligrams per teaspoon. So always keep in mind how much salt you're getting. And if you are on a diet that's mostly whole food plant-based, you have more sensitivity to salt in terms of your blood vessels reacting to it. So this does play a role in different things that can lead to health issues. So being mindful of your salt intake in general, but even as a whole food plant-based person, keep a track of how much salt you're eating so that you're not overdoing it. Next up, we have some beautiful raw clover honey. This one, of course, doesn't need too much introduction, but honey is a wonderful source of anti-inflammatory properties, and oftentimes people use this so that they can help with any potential local allergies that they may have. Of course, you want to use your honey as close as possible to your specific location, but being in the northern hemisphere here, this can still greatly help us. So this is the 12-pound package here of honey, and we use it on so many different things, from our oatmeal in the mornings to our granola to flavoring in our baking. But honestly, having it raw and not affected by temperature will give you the most nutrition that you can have from it. And they also have it in the organic portions as well, if you like. Next up, we have some pumpkin seeds. These are organic pumpkin seeds. And I also have some organic raw sunflower seeds. Seeds are so very important in our diet. They provide us with some healthy fats. So for those that are not eating so much meat because they want to get more plant-based, you want to include seeds in your diet so that you get those healthy fats in another form. Omega-3 fatty acids are very important, and you want to have a balance between omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. These are so good for your gut. They help to act like little brushes that go ahead and brush through your gastrointestinal system, literally helping to sweep away fatty particles, fatty deposits, and help to keep your gut flowing in the right direction. So these are each 5-pound bags, and we have already used them in our granola today. Next up, we have our organic pecans. Another nut here that is very healthy for your heart. Almonds are the one that they say are honestly one of the healthiest nuts that you can find in terms of how much nutrition that is packed within. But pecans are just in that list too. They are delicious, and you can use them in so many things. Next up, we have some baking soda. Now I'm actually using this baking soda in our own homemade deodorant. It is so important to have non-aluminum containing baking powder, baking soda, so that you don't expose yourself to aluminum containing products, which can then seep itself into your skin and body. If you'd like for me to show you how we make our own deodorant, I have an updated version that we're really enjoying, and I can go ahead and show you. Just let me know in the comments below. Next up, we are looking at our pearl barley. Let's get into talking about some grains. Grains are a very important part of our diet. If we have no allergies, no issues, no market sensitivity to having grains, you want to include grains in your diet. I have another channel called Sustainable Sourdough and Grains, which I'll leave linked below, and I'm going to show you how I prepare and how much nutrition are in even many of the ancient grains, which I'll show you. I have one or two here that I'd love to share. But pearl barley is very nutritious for you. It's versatile. We use it as a porridge. I used it this morning to make a little barley bake is what I call it. I just add some dried fruit if we have it, nuts. You can add a little bit of dark chocolate, and it just sets itself up like a flat pancake. You just cut it up, and it's easy to grab, and the children love it. And you can just sweeten it with a little honey. But having yourself grains such as barley, so highly nutritious. Barley is often even spoken of back in our Bible times. It was used back then to make many things. So it is nice to have this 25 pounds of barley that we can use. Some even use it in soups, stews, and so much more. It's so versatile. Next up, we have our penne pasta. This is the 10-pound organic Azure gourmet type. This package and size is very economical. It lasted us for quite a while, 2 months or so. So we got 2 of the 10-pound bags. And from what I can see on the Azure Standard website, the way that it is processed is in such a way that it retains much of its nutrients. So that was a big thing for me in selecting it. Next up, we have some Great Northern beans. If you have checked out one of my previous videos on what the longest living people eat, you'll have seen that I spoke about beans being one of those foods that centenarians often have in their diet. You may have heard of the blue zones, centenarians, people living long lives from at least 100 plus. These people often include things like beans in their diet and daily. Beans are rich in fiber and also act as little sweepers down through our gastrointestinal tract to keep our gut healthy, flowing well, and decreasing those lipid deposits that we don't want. So we have a 25-pound bag of Great Northern beans. Next up, we have some young beans. These are new for us. Oftentimes you hear about these being sprouted, which is highly packed with nutrition as well. You can sprout them or you can just cook them like regular beans. Add them over your favorite other food items to make yourself a meal and you are set. Including a variety of beans, different types of beans. Every week is going to be so healthy for you if you're doing that. This is the 25-pound bag. Back to our grains. We have got some emmer. Emmer is also known as farro. It has been stated to be used thousands of years ago, back in even Egyptian times. Emmer is one of the second in line to the cousins of the most ancient grain that we know of, which is einkorn. Now, in order to process these, because these are wheat berries, I use my NutriMill Classic Grain Mill. And I have really found value in using this grain mill. We use it almost literally every day. And this allows us to take these fresh and nutrition-packed grains and mill them into our own flour and then use them for our own baking and baked goods. I will be doing a video specifically on spotlighting Emmer grain on my other channel, Sustainable Sourdough and Grains, so keep a watch out for that and subscribe if you'd like on this channel as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave my link for you to explore possibly having your own NutriMill grain mill. It has really been a help to us, and I hope that it can be a help for you too, to provide your family with wholesome grains that have not been stripped of their nutrients. The nutrients are really in the portion that is often being stripped when you buy that commercial grain. So really do keep that in mind. Don't buy bread from outside, make it yourself. Make it nutrition packed, and better yet, if you want to try your hand, make yourself a sourdough starter, which I'm going to do with this grain, and apply it to your baked goods so that you increase that nutritional profile. And that was 25 pounds. Next up, we have another ancient grain. This is millet. Oftentimes we hear about millet being used in baby foods because it's highly digestible, and as you can see, it's gluten-free. It is so versatile. You can use it as a porridge. You can even use it as an alternative for rice. Same for emmer too. It can be used as another alternative for rice if you wanted to kind of give yourself more variety. Millet also is known to have all 9 essential amino acids. So it is a complete protein and wonderful to stock up in your pantry. And make sure that when you're buying your grains, what you can do is place them in your deep freezer so that if there are any insects, which oftentimes there can be, it's a part of life in our grains, that you can then destroy those issues, have it in your freezer. I do at least 3 days, and then I can go ahead and store them in an airtight container with a gamma lid. Next up, we have a 40-pound bag of apples, or box rather. I have it down here. I can just give you a little peek. I will bring up one of the pallets so that you can see it. These are organic gala apples. These are organic gala apples. Apples are so healthy for you. They are packed with fiber. They are so wonderful for our gut. And in particular, if you are having any inflammatory issues in the gut, even H. pylori, which is something that many of us have had to encounter, having things like apples in your diet has been actually shown to reduce the issues of H. pylori and even help in the eradication of H. pylori. So these apples, they don't last long for us, so we actually got 2 boxes of the 40 pounds. And we'll go ahead and save some in the fridge, eat fresh, and then we can always use some for things like a pie, tarts, and other things. But honestly, eating the apples fresh just like this, with the skin, fiber intact, helps to provide a lattice that helps with the sugars in the apple. You know, fruits have their own sugars, and what you do to prevent high sugar spikes is eating the fruits like this with the fiber coating on it. This helps to encase the material of the fruit and decrease sugar spikes. Some people are afraid to eat fruits, but fruits are highly nutritious, packed with phytochemicals, and so good for you. You just have to know how to eat it. Juices, fruit juices, they are highly concentrated because it takes many fruits to make that one glass of juice. But if you eat one apple, you feel full, you feel fuller longer, and it has this fibrous coat over it that helps to prevent with the sugar spikes and control insulin release. Insulin is such a key player in our issues with obesity, diabetes, inflammation, and so much more. If we can do things that help to decrease great sugar spikes, constant insulin release, we are going to be in so much better health. So we love our apples. Next up, we have a 25-pound bag of carrots. These are number 2. These are juice grade. They have a number 1, which is a little bit more. These were about $26, I believe, or so for 25 pounds, which is a great price. Apples, of course, have high beta carotene. These carotenoids that, of course, are wonderful for your eyes, but also potent antioxidants for your cells. Like I had mentioned before about some other fruits. Very healthy for you, easy to use, versatile. You can even eat it fresh. I know many people love eating it fresh. So we are happy to have this as well. Next up, we have some organic Thompson Select raisins. This is the 10-pound bag. We always love having these. Very versatile, packed with iron, very good for you as a little snack. If you want to just do something real quick, you can always grab your raisins, and they store very well if you're considering some pantry items that you want to keep for the long term. Very good to have. We went ahead and got 2 boxes of our 10 pounds this time. And next up, we have some organic oatmeal. Oats are another very healthy food that you want to include in your diet. They are rich in fiber and so versatile. We got 2 50-pound bags this time. We use it so frequently. It is a part of a healthy diet, helps to reduce bad cholesterol, reduces issues with blood pressure, really keeps our heart and vasculature healthy. So if you can, go ahead and grab yourself some oats, make oatmeal, granola, so many different things you can do with it, oatmeal cookies. This one is actually the steel cut oat groats. You want to also grab whatever you can as close to its natural state so that it is not highly processed, and you can go ahead and cook it or even mill it if you like. You can even make some oat milk from it and even oat milk yogurt, which we do all of the above. So oats are wonderful to have. And last but not least, we also do obtain some cleaning products from Azure. They do have some really good ones. I usually buy the Azure Standard powdered dishwasher cleaner, but this time I went ahead and tried the gel. So it's in the gallon container, which lasts for a while. Our powdered one lasted honestly for over 6 months. A long, actually more than that. Over a year, to tell you the truth, because I hadn't bought any for a long time. So this one works well, hopefully, just as the powder. And then we also got some septic system treatment and cleaner drain bowl. We do like this one. It is a natural way to clean the drain, which I really appreciate because we don't want any harsh chemicals, bleach, ammonia, and things like this in the house that we're smelling, because all these things are not healthy for our lungs. So having clean products such as these was such a great option, and in this bargain price. This one is a half gallon and we are glad to have it. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. We just love sharing our hauls, especially talking to you about the value in the different foods and the nutrients and how you can use them in your house. If you haven't joined Azure Standard yet, oh, take it from me. It is such a great joy to be able to pick up our foods in bulk quantities and for such great prices. I'll go ahead and show you how you can sign up for Azure. You can use my code MoniqueAdu1. What you'll do is type in www.azurestandard.com/start. Once you get there, you'll be directed to the area on the site to place your referral code. You'll then type in MoniqueAdu1 and click Start. Then you'll be ready to make your first order. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And until next time, do all you can to be more and more sustainable and be blessed. I'll see you next time.